Hey there, how's it going? Ken up here, and I decided that I was going to finally get Satisfactory. I've been wanting to get this for a while now, and it is finally on Steam, which is absolutely awesome. So I figured, what the hey, I'm going to pick it up, and I did, and let's get into it. So I did play for a little bit. I've got a solo game that I started there just to get through the basics. So for this one, this is going to be my actual proper Let's Play. This is going to be my long-term world, so to speak. And I think I'm going to do it in the desert. Just something about the desert is calling to me. I think it's the wide open spaces. I have heard that it is a little more challenging, and it does say here that it's a little more challenging. Foliage and water locations are rare and contained, making initial power setups challenging. So that just sounds like it's like off the bat that's kind of more challenging, but later on maybe it wouldn't be so much. So I think I'm going to stick with that. We are going to skip the intro, and if you haven't played this game, feel free to do the intro stuff. I'm not going to bother with it again. A session name. So let's do Ket Hup U3. There we go. So Ket Hup update 3. Okay, here we are. We have started in a brand new place out in the middle of the desert. I think I see a plant over there. I have never been to the desert. I've only played for that little while in the other single player thing in the Northern Forest, so I don't know my way around. I'm still very new to this game. Very, very new to this game. I've got some nuts for healing. So I've got to find a good place to start. Let's do this. Let's see where copper ore is. Ping ping. Okay. Let's see if there's iron that's near the copper. Okay. So there's iron right here. And what do we got? Limestone next. Okay, so here's some iron. This is impure, so that's kind of shitty. There's some limestone over there by the looks of it. I mean, it's nice and easy to find the different areas, eh? Okay, let's get a weapon on here. So what's this? What's this? Impure, another impure. I thought a lot of the nodes in this was supposed to be a lot more pure. I guess not. Things are super easy to find. So that's definitely seems to be one benefit of the desert out in the open, as things do seem to be pretty easy to locate and find. What is this? Impure. So much impure. They're like, oh, the desert's going to be great. Everything's so far apart, but they're all higher purity. That's fucking bullshit. Bauxite. Oh, that's interesting. Tell you what, we'll be back once I find a good place to set up camp, or at least start with. So I haven't found a place to start yet, but there is a nice big crash site here with a bunch of stuff down, although it looks pretty dangerous too, so I don't think I want to actually handle that yet. But this does look pretty neat. I think I'm gonna come back to this, just getting away from these creatures. Let's continue the hunt, see if we can find something a little bit nicer. Okay, well, attention, this is the new place that I think we're going to be starting our place at. We've got a pure iron node, like right down here under the cliff. So there's a pure iron node. We've got one or more iron nodes around, of course. We've got a couple of normal iron nodes around. We've got a copper node over there. I think that one was normal. We've got some other copper nodes around there. There is a limestone node. Let me scan it. I think it was this way. Yeah, right. You can kind of see it over there. It's not terribly close, but it won't be too bad to get, honestly. That's not too bad. I think this is a pretty good place to start building. I think I'm going to put the factory somewhere around here. Actually, this is a bit hilly. I think this is a bit hilly. I think this area in between is pretty flat, actually. This isn't too bad. Right here, this is all pretty flat. I can make a pretty big base as far as this is concerned. So like right here is going to be the base. I think that's what we're going to do. Okay, first things first, let's get into all this stuff and just clear out these exclamation marks just so they're going away. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we just got to start getting the basics going on. The first thing we're going to want to do is get some copper up because I'm going to have to build some wires pretty far, I do believe. I think we're going to have to build some wires pretty far. Okay, now I do believe they give us enough thing to make a couple of automatic miners now. So miner Mark 1. So we're gonna turn it. It's gonna come this way. Good job, bud. Good job. Okay. Okay, so we moved where the hub is a little bit. It's more of an in-between state to where the iron's gonna be over there. There's copper somewhere over here. Copper. There's copper over there. Hopefully it's better because there's been a lot of impure coppers around. I haven't really found much of anything except impure copper so far. I think I saw one normal one on the way here. That's about it. So we're going to see, hopefully this one is significantly better than impure. I'll even go for normal at this point. Pure. Okay, we have lucked out as far as that's concerned. And I do want to check out the limestone. The limestone's right there. It's got a couple of beasties with it, but that's fine. So the limestone's right there. Let's go give that a little check-see, a little look-see, don't you know? Okay, limestone. It is pure. Okay, we are all set up. We are all sorts of layers and levels of setup. I'm super happy about this. So we have a pure iron over there. We have a pure copper over there. We have a pure limestone here. That is enough to get us started for what we need to do. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do a little bit of a jump cut. I'm going to at least start getting some of these working and up and running, and
I'll be back.
Look at the majesty of this desert. Man, I mean, everything is super far apart. Don't get me wrong. Like, I went all the way there just to get some extra plant matter so I could keep running my generators, because I am running biomass generators, and I'm in the middle of the desert. But, you know, I think it's worth it. There's lots of open space to build, like tons of open space, even though the dunes make it pretty uneven in spots, but there's a lot of spots that are a lot more even. It is easier to see things like resource nodes and whatnot, which is really cool. So I think it's worth it in the end. It just means, you know, until I get things set up, it's going to be a lot of running. It is going to be a lot of running. Let me tell you what. We'll just, I'm not up to the point where I can actually manufacture anything yet. I know I said I was going to jump cut to having like at least the starter base going, but I thought, you know what, it might be helpful to see some of the real newbie steps going on here. Yeah. We'll do a little bit more of an overview once we got a little more of the basics going. Right now it's basically nothing. You know what? I'm going to destroy this production. Let's get a miner. We're going to face it this way. Good shit. Good shit. Okay. For now, we're going to go super simple on this. Okay, and then we're going to lead this into production. We're going to do a smelter. Oh, I don't have enough rods. Of course I don't have enough rods. Shit. Smelter. I did. Did it backwards. Okay. I'll set this to iron. We will get connected to power. Do I have enough to make one final storage container? Do. With hopefully, yes, okay. Okay, so here we are. We haven't even really started a base yet. I've started only the basics of processing. So we've got a miner here. Since I'm only running one smelter at the moment, because we are literally just starting out and I don't have the parts yet, I do have a backup container just so it can keep mining, even though it's not, the one smelter is not keeping up with the amount of output. So this way, and then of course, so I don't have to keep coming to empty it out, it goes into another container there, which I think is pretty good, pretty nifty. And then if we go back over to the hub, back over to our home base. Okay, here we are. Jeebus, that takes forever. Okay, we're back at our home base. So that's a pure iron node. We have a pure limestone node here, which is at the moment not doing anything except just digging out the limestone. So no biggie there. Just digging out the limestone. Man, I love the dust and particle effects in this game as it comes in. That's pretty neat. So it's not turning it into cement for me yet. I don't think I have the parts to do that right now. I'm gonna have to start making some stuff. Yeah, okay. I'm only missing a little bit. 1 second. Okay, there we go. I did a little bit of a rework there, so at least it's producing. I've got it now producing concrete, so that I can actually just go in afterwards and actually get the concrete that I need to do some base building. I don't think I've got enough for a storage container. No, I need some more rods. And for rods, I need iron, so I gotta go get more iron afterwards. But we are almost to the point where we can start making some base areas now. So I've got to decide where exactly. So I'm thinking along here is going to be like the main base warehouse, because it's sort of in between everything. And I do know that there's some more iron nodes, I believe that direction, closer towards the oasis. I passed another pure iron node, and then it's easier. Iron is what you use more anyways, as far as I can see, than copper. Limestone's really just, so far, seems to be mostly just for the concrete. So, whatever. No biggie. No biggie. Right now, I am working on, I really want to get the upgrade so I can do biofuel. I'm doing this right now. So, chainsaw, biofuel, and extra inventory slots. So that I can deal with not having to do as many trips and a more efficient biofuel source. So right now, I'm burning through it pretty good, all things considering. I'm using it's fluctuating. It's past the 20 mark occasionally, which means that I can't use just one of these. I do have to use both, which kind of sucks a little bit, but I'm using that little bit too much. So okay, so we're going to tinker at this a little bit longer and start getting ourselves set up, maybe even start getting the base plates going, and we'll see. We'll be back. Okay, that should be enough. I should have enough screws here. I can put this in. Yes. Oof. Love watching this thing go away. Here we go.
Milestone reached. Biofuel will ensure maximum efficiency of biomass burners. To aid in biofuel production, removing foliage that consists primarily of wood.
So what I'm going to do temporarily,
R&D inflated your pocket dimension.
Actually taking that fuel out, as I am going to take the biomass that I've gotten here. I'm going to go down to solid biofuel, and we're going to craft this into solid biofuel. Okay, there we go. We got the first little bit of the biofuel in the solid biofuel. The most energy efficient form of biomass. So we're doing pretty good there. I do need to make a chainsaw. We're going to go cut down some trees, and then we can make something to process the biofuel, so we will be good for biofuel for a while. Basically, I'm going to go to the oasis and clear cut it for the most part. So we're going to do that, and then we'll be back. I'm a lumberjack and that's okay. Cutting down the forest. all the ecology people hate me. God damn, look at this. This is all covered in greenery before I got here. Before I got a hold of this. Okay, little update. Here we are. It's not pretty, it's not efficient, but we've got some real basics going on. So we've got this is making right here, this is making us some cement so we can start getting ready to place some base building. Over there it's just smelting copper ingots. It's not doing anything fancy. Over there is all smelting iron ingots. Once again, not doing anything fancy. And then this beast right here is just making, it is turning the biomass that I handcrafted into the solid biofuel that we are going to need to power our base for the next little while. Because, yeah, we could use a little more. There we go. Okay, so now that we've got all this stuff up and running, the next thing we're going to be doing is, unfortunately, I'm still going to be handcrafting for a little while, but we're going to get the basics for base building done. I need two things before I can really start going. I need the basics for base building, because I need to be able to make like the walls and floors and stuff like that. And I need basic logistics. Logistics Mark II wouldn't be too bad either, but at least logistics Mark I. So we're going to get base building and logistics. The MAM wouldn't be too bad, but I think I need these ones more than anything right now. So start with base building so I can start getting the building up and running. That's what I'm making the concrete for. And then logistics, the logistics is what we're going to need to actually start organizing everything and start making a real actual factory out of all of this stuff, don't you know? Okay, we should have enough rods now. We can get basic base building going on. Here we go. So we got enough rods, so we got basic base building. Let's watch this sucker take off.
We have unlocked several structures aimed to provide the first needed to build basic factory infrastructure.
Oh, hells yeah, bud. There we go. There we go.
Advanced organizing and sectioning of your
so lookout tower, we got foundations. And we got the walls going. I think that's all we got right now. So the next thing we absolutely need to be doing is logistics, which I can start working on. And Pod will return in a minute and a half. But we got time because we need to actually start working on some other things here. Okay, and I think we've handcrafted enough things here that we can finish off, and there we go. We've got logistics. Oosh, we'll watch that go away.
Conveyor belts can now merge, split, and lift to increase the complexity and efficiency of your factory. We encourage you to consider more verticality when it comes to factory logistics to streamline short-range transportation.
So I've been doing some work. Starting to upgrade where the iron foundry is. So here's where the iron miner is. It's still just a Mark 1, but you know, it's going to be enough. I only have Mark 1 everything right now. I don't have anything more. So this outputs 120. Unfortunately, the belt can only handle 60 at a time. So I don't think the belt's actually, I don't think enough is actually going to be coming out to power all 4 of these until I get the Mark 2. And then because it's only this part, it sort of chokes this little part right here. Then once it starts splitting off, I've got 3 splitters basically right in the middle here. So this one, the input is on this side and it splits it too, and then each one of these splits it evenly twice again, once into each of these. So they should have split absolutely evenly between the 4 of them. Without any sort of issues there. Unfortunately, once again, there's a choke point here. This isn't going to be going quite fast enough. These are probably going to have to... These ones actually can stay Mark 1. This one I think is going to have to be upgraded to Mark 2. Because I've got to process 120 at a time. These will be processing 60 because each one of these smelteries only process 30 at a time. If I set this, see, it's 30 per minute. Should set all of these now. So these are only 30. So we got 120 total, which will be able to split into 4 of these guys. Now, these 4 guys, as they smelt it, it's going to come out. Now, I think I'm going to have a couple of them come out. So one's going to be making plates. One's going to be making rods. One's going to double up. It's going to be making rods, which will then also turn it into screws. And then I think one's going to go straight into a bin. Just to give me straight ingots, just in case, for now. Okay, so this is the temporary setup I have. I still got to fancy up the wiring and stuff a little bit. Make it look a little bit nicer. It's sort of spaghetti going on there. Not too bad for some of it, though. And it's temporarily feeding from this container because I had already mined up a lot of stuff here. So it's going to be going into here. I'm going to empty this out before I actually start getting the miner going. I'm actually going to make sure you're off. Because it is hooked up to power. So theoretically, here's what we got going on. So ore gets loaded in either from the container or once that's done from the miner itself. It goes to this splitter. Now there's going to be a choke point because right now these are Mark 1 and they really kind of need to be Mark 2. Now it goes to a Mark 1 splitter, which is fine at this point because that splits it from 120 to 60. Then these split into 2 things of 30 because these only do, 30 parts per minute, which is fine. Not a problem with that. Then I've got 4 of these guys going on. Now, all 4 of these guys, as they're doing their thing, one of them will just go straight into here, giving us basically iron ingots right here. Boom, done. But 3 of them will be going to the next level. Now, the next level, if we go up here, so the next level, we've got, let me climb up so we can see a little bit better. So we've got several manufacturing. So this one's plates, I believe. Yes, this one's just plates. So it's going to make plates, going to pump plates in here. Eventually I'll pump all of this out towards the main base once I actually start making a main base. But for now I just needed parts. I don't mind having to run up here to get them. So this is going to be plates. This one is just going to be rods. And then this one produces rods, which then get turned into screws, and then we store the screws themselves. So we've got our plates, rods, screws, and down below, of course, we got more ingots. So far, this is what we got. Now we got to see about turning it on. So let's go take a look. See if this bullshit works, or if I screwed something up. I'm not sure if this is going to be too much power drain for one generator, actually. So, we're about to find out. So we're actually going to turn on standby for a moment. We're going to put some biofuel in it. Here we go. So capacity is 30. Oh, we're only hitting 16.5, but we haven't gotten any raw materials up there to the manufacturing side yet. So we'll see when it gets up there just how much this is going to screw things up. Yep, okay, there it overloaded. Yeah, it spiked. It spiked too much. It went to 32. So I'm gonna need 2 of these suckers. Okay, there we go. So let's see how that works. So we've just doubled the amount of power that we can put into the system. Theoretically, the manufacturing should be okay. Now we'll wait to see about this next level layer of ingots going in here. I think it's okay though. I think it's okay. We're spiking at 32. 32 is the highest we can go, and we can go up way for we can go 60 megawatts now. So this is pretty good. That's not too shabby. So we've got our basics. I can't wait till I get more pieces unlocked so I can actually do like proper stairs and catwalks and stuff. Right now I just got this giant ass, ugly ass ramp. But soon enough we'll have some stuff that we can actually get up here. So we have manufacturing. So hey, our first plates are being produced. Okay, these are our first rods. We're just going to put that in there just for funsies. And we do have a couple of screws as well. That's not too bad. That's not too shabby. Okay. So we're just going to let that run for a while and do its thing. I think it's pretty impressive that we got this far. So once again, we're just going to recap a little bit. So here we have some basic concrete production. Over there, it's not being produced into anything, and it would have stalled out by now. But we do have copper ingots at least. This we don't even need at the moment. I can always set a new one back up if it's not hurting anything. I'll just leave it for now. This was just being used to make solid biomass, solid fuel. Not too bad. And to quickly whip back over to here, we are producing stuff. It is rather slowly, because once again, we are not running the Mark II for the initial belt or the split there, which is what we really need to do. But we are doing everything that we can with the Mark Is. It just means that it's running at basically half capacity. As if I'm thinking that this is mathematically, basically, it's running at half. It should be producing things at double the speed that it is, but hey, whatever. But as you can see in the upper right corner, I actually switched what I want to research. I'm going to be researching Logistics Mark II right off the bat, and I think it's going to be kind of important for what we're doing here. How much is this drained? This is going to take a while to drain, unfortunately. So we just got to wait for this stuff to fill up. We need 300 plates, 300 rods. I can easily put the concrete in. So the plates are going along well. So are the rods, I think, probably. Yeah. I don't really need screws right now, but they're going along. Screws will take a little bit longer because it is a two-stage manufacturing process. But yeah, no, not too shabby. I'd say we did pretty good for our first little foray, especially into the desert. Like, I don't know anything about the desert, and it does seem to be a little bit of a harder start, especially when you're not used to this game and how it should work. But I mean, it's a bit spaghetti. It's a bit messy for a sandbox. I could have made it probably a little neater. I'm pretty proud with the way the belt work. Like, ignore this one for now because this is just a temporary setup. Once it goes into the miner, it goes directly and it is straight on. And I'm pretty proud with the belt work. Everything is even and running even Steven. And it looks pretty damn good. Aside from the fact that some of the power is a bit spaghetti. I might redo where the power, like some of the power poles, these two are good. I might have to redo where some of them are. But I think that is good. So we're going to call that the end of episode 1 of this Let's Play series with Satisfactory. I think that's, god dang, I think that's pretty good. Okay, thanks for watching. Have yourself a good one. Well, hey there. If you want to check out more content from me or even see some live gaming action, check out my links to the Twitter, Twitch, Discord, and YouTube below, eh? Also, if you're a content creator looking for help with like graphics and things, you know, like animated alerts and stinger transitions, well, check out the links to sign up for your chance for me to help you out for free. I've done this stuff professionally for years, and to date I've helped out a lot of streamers and content creators with, you know, like overlays, logos, basically anything they need. What's the catch? Well, I mean, there is none. I give out these services for free, but stream the progress and make a community around it. In turn, this sort of gets me recognition, subs, and donations. Yeah, it's kind of a win-win, eh? So check it out and maybe you can get some help from your new Canuck buddy. Have a good one, eh?